You can see the polycarbonate slides are in there and working really nicely. Welcome back, and welcome to the end. Well, welcome to the end of the Paulownia timber construction and the foam construction anyway. You might ask, what did I prefer, using the timber or the foam? And it's not really a matter of what I prefer, I think. It's a matter of what time it took. I really do think building a timber boat in the way I've built it probably took about twice as long as if I just used foam for everything. Building this battery box lid, which serves the dual purpose as a step, is a great example. There's always an extra step of gluing the pieces together and thicknessing them, dressing them and sanding them, whereas for this step I probably could have used just a single sheet of foam. Another reason for using Paulownia timber is it's amazingly light and really interesting to work with, and it's sustainably grown in New Zealand. Unfortunately, this terminal pokes up a little bit above this height here, so I've either got to hollow out the underside of this or cut it off there, and there's a chance I'm maybe going to a T-fuse anyway, which might be a lower profile, but that basically goes there like that. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to carbon fibre it or just make it the same as this. Because it's such a small yacht, everything has to be quite compact, especially fitting something as big as this battery. And I made this box as small as I could, and it's left me a little bit of a tight spot here. I wanted to have an upstand all the way around, just a thin upstand out of some kind of hardwood probably, so that any water coming in here won't go into this compartment. It'll go into the bunk instead. That'll be nice. I've only got about 15 millimeters here to glue an upstand on the underside of this and have it come up and have my lid overlap it. I'm using Paulownia timber for the lid. It's not a real strong timber, so I'll have to put plenty of glass and resin in that area to make sure that it's strong enough. I'm going to try not to get too much resin on here, because I'm going to put a coat on now, let it soak in to the point where it's not absorbing anymore, and then I'll go and have lunch, and then I'll put another coat on. So I'm just going to turn it over now temporarily while that resin soaks in. Get some resin on the other side, let it soak in, and then I've decided to actually put some glass on the other side. Good morning. Well, the battery box top, and which has the dual purpose of being a step as you go in the boat, is coming along well. It looks finished, but it's not. Later in the day I put on the first coat of resin, and then left it for about 3 hours, and then put another coat of resin on, so it gets the chemical bond. And the reason for that was to make sure there's no pinholes. And the other side that I put on peel ply, that went really good. So I've got a lot done in one day. Thank you, Andy Faganza, for the tips for my filming that you commented on in the last video. I'll certainly try and put some of those into practice. Hopefully I've got enough lighting on this one now so it's not too grainy. But what I'm working on here is I'm making up some rails, bottom and top underneath, that the acrylic doors will slide for this cupboard that goes underneath the side deck here. And I'm having to scrape together timber to do it, because I'm running out of Paulownia timber now. I glassed the top edge of this battery box, so there's a bit of trimming for me to do this morning. I had to laminate up 2 bits. It's not quite as straight as it needs to be for rails. The doors are quite flexible, so I'm not too worried about that. Thinking about it, the doors are only 3mm acrylic. Well, that's the lid all trimmed up for now. The battery, when it comes out, there's not much clearance at the back there. So I was thinking this piece could go in here, and it's got a lip on it, and then I'll put another piece along here. That won't work because there's not enough clearance here to put a reasonable thickness, like even 4mm strip along here. Battery's just slightly too big for that. Sides are fine. Been racking my brains on this one. The only other idea I've thought of is to maybe hinge it there so it folds up. Still there's not enough room because of the thickness of this off this panel here is too much to get the battery out. The other idea I've thought of is, instead of having a lip on the inside, I run a few layers of fiberglass over the edge there. I'll work it out by the time this video comes out. Very light. So once again, I'm finding with my sanding, of the reason you've done the day before, especially this time of the year in New Zealand, it's pretty cool. It doesn't sand very nicely. If you can leave it 2 days, then it gets crisp and it's so much better. I'm just doing one side today, and it'll go really easily because it's got a coat of resin on here already, and so it's not going to be soaking up the resin before I put the cloth on. And bubbles shouldn't be coming out because, well, it's late in the day and the timber's already sealed. So these are the rails for the galley, for the cupboard slides. They're not huge because, well, they're not big because it's a trailer yacht. It's so easy to do overkill with a trailer yacht, but you don't want it falling apart either. But my previous trailer yacht, you couldn't even stand on certain things because it was just too flexible, very lightly built. It was an Elliott and it sailed really well, but there was a bit of a compromise there. Normal practice in a situation like this is to put a lighter cloth over the top, but I don't worry about that. As long as you've got peel ply on, it seems to level out the surface enough. Recently I put out a video where I was testing these crimps because I'd put lanolin in them. The question was raised, has that compromised them? So I really wanted to know, because my induction cooker, for example, draws quite a bit of power, 30 amps at 48 volts. I thought the welder was 24 volts. It's actually around about 60 volts. I read it wrong on the back of the welder because I didn't have a proper look. Sorry about that. This is the top rail for the sliding doors and the galley cupboard doors. And what do you know, I cut the deeper grooves, same depths as the depth of these. I was thinking I was cutting this one first, and I did those first, so they're too deep. So I've made up these hardwood strips, which is a good thing anyway, because this timber's so soft, that I'll glue in the bottom and for the doors to slide on, which is a really good thing, because any resin I put on there, the doors would have eventually worn through it. So it's worked out well. I was about to congratulate myself this morning on doing a great job of putting the stubble bias over in one piece of cloth over these corners. But when I took the peel ply off, as you can see, it pulled away a little bit from the job there. I'll have to sand that out a little bit and put another little bit of cloth there. Lower rail nearly fitted. Oh, I'm so looking forward to gluing that in. Fitting the rails went really well yesterday, and I'm really looking forward to trimming the acrylic that'll go into there. to size, and that's nearly finished that part of the boat. Well, there it is, the battery top and step pretty much finished except for the non-skid. And you can see here the battery clamp is pretty much finished. I'll put a grub screw down through here, which will push this bar here down. It's already quite snug, but it needs to be clamped down. So that's nearly done. As for sealing this battery box, because this is so close to the companionway, it's inevitable that you'll get water dripping in here. I've gone through quite a few ideas for sealing around here, but the simplest was to use some foam strip, 3 by 4 millimeters, and put that all the way around, and then these screws will clamp down on it, and I'm confident that that will be enough. Just have to look after that foam strip. So there it is, guys. There's some clear finishing left to do and some corners to seal around the galley bench, but the slides for the cupboard behind the bench there, they're all done now and working really nicely. There's some plumbing to do for the sink, that'll come up through the bench there, and there'll be a foot pump down below there. I can nearly move on from the interior now and get it on to some other projects. I'll end the video here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.